Welcome, everybody, to the Mindset Matters Cultivating a Successful Entrepreneurial Mindset. And this is part of a series for this week for the National Entrepreneurship Week that is going on. If you all don't know, the National Entrepreneurship Week takes place from February 10th to February 17th. It is a congressional chartered initiative centered on celebrating America's entrepreneurship ecosystem. And this is the first one that will happen this week. I am Dr. J. I'm an educator. I'm a certified entrepreneurial mindset profile, a certified practitioner of the entrepreneurial mindset profile assessment, and also a big advocate of the entrepreneurial mindset. And so this, of course, would not be possible without the sponsorship of the Entrepreneurial Mindset Academy. Check out entrepreneurialmindset.academy. And that, of course, is any seasoned business owner or startup enthusiast or anyone exploring the world of entrepreneurship, especially entrepreneurial mindset, is a go-to destination for valuable insights, practical advice, and motivational content. And, of course, by LearnGenix, your go-to learning and development solutions provider, providing continuing education courses, whiteboard animation, instructional design, and a reseller of the Cypher Learning LMS. You can definitely check out entrepreneurship courses at www.learngenix.com/entrepreneurship and make sure you use code LEARN10 in order to get a discount on those entrepreneurship courses. So make sure you check those out. And so what are we going to talk about when it comes to the entrepreneurial mindset, right? In order to understand that, let's know what this is all about. It is about understanding how having an entrepreneurial mindset is crucial for success. You have to really build that true mindset in order to be successful, in order to achieve the goals and overcome the challenges. Because one thing about whether you're in the startup, in the business world, or going to launch your own business, or even if you're in an entrepreneurship, right, you are going to have some challenges that you're going to have to overcome. And so how do you learn to cultivate the right mindset for success? It's not just about doing the things, right? It's about knowing how to push through when roadblocks are set, being able to maneuver in order to have to move towards the success. And so what is the entrepreneurial mindset? And I've done this and I've done other presentations, but I'll repeat again. And this is guides towards more of the business owner for those of you looking to start your own business, right? The entrepreneurial mindset is categorized by resilience, creativity, and having a growth-oriented attitude. One of the things also about entrepreneurial mindset is about, embracing uncertainty. That is why there's very few folks who are willing to endeavor in this entrepreneurial mindset, or the individuals who are willing to launch into the startup world or the business world, is because they need to embrace uncertainty. Now, just because you want to embrace uncertainty doesn't mean that you can't build an entrepreneurial mindset. You can, but it's probably not meant for you if you want to start your own business. But going back to this, right, it's embracing uncertainty. And of course, because it is very important to understand this mindset when navigating the challenges of entrepreneurship. One of the key components in entrepreneurship that you're going to do is you're going to have to overcome the uncertain challenges that arise when you least expect them. For every day that you win, there may be 10 obstacles that arise the next day that you're going to have to overcome, whether that's capital, whether that's the lack of resources, whether that's, having challenges within your own company. There's new markets out there that are trying to take away market share from you. Or consumers not wanting to do with you anymore. Again, a lot of challenges happen. So how do you navigate those type of uncertainties that go on? Successful entrepreneurs embrace risk for opportunity for growth, right? They look at failure as a learning experience, whether it's a setback. And I think that's a huge component when it comes to entrepreneurial mindset. You have to be willing to embrace that failure that comes along and learn from that experience. So you don't commit that same failure again and again. It's one thing to fail and learn from it, but if you continue to do the same failure over and over and over and over again, it's, you're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to innovate and adapt. And that's, of course, the mindset, the entrepreneurial mindset. You're going to have to adapt. You're going to have to innovate in order to succeed. And again, failure is part of that process. So embrace failure. And that's what successful folks, especially entrepreneurs and having the entrepreneurial mindset, they have the willingness to grow and the willingness to learn from failure. And it doesn't let them set back. Again, it continues to move forward. Resilience, again, is a key component of the entrepreneurial mindset. You have to bounce back. Again, there are going to be many challenges every single day in the business world when you have that business, and you're going to have that resilience factor. Another important factor of why you have to have resilience is because if you're the owner of the business or you're the main person when you're launching this venture, is that those around you are going to notice whether or not you are resilient. Who's going to want to follow a leader who doesn't have any resilience or falls under pressure? People can see, people notice you, and people can tell whether you're up for the challenges. Nobody's really going to go and follow a leader who doesn't have any resilience. If I'm part of a startup, if I'm part of a business, and I see the owner falling and not knowing how to come back from it, not being confident, not being willing to continue forward, have a positive outlook and not let the setbacks push them back, then why am I going to follow this person, right? So think about that in that perspective. Are you willing to follow someone who lacks resilience, or are you going to follow someone who has resilience and is willing to bounce back from those setbacks? So you have to develop those. Have that mindset. Another important thing is you have to adapt to change. Change is going to come. No matter what you do, no matter what you see, change is coming. So the companies that are most successful, startups that are most successful, people who are successful in business, whether that's working for someone or launching your own business, when you have that entrepreneurial mindset, you are having the willingness to adapt to change. Change is going to come at a rapid pace. For example, at the recording of this, or at the time of this presentation, AI is a major thing that's going on, and businesses and individuals are going to have to adapt to this technology that is slowly, if not already, taking over industries. So how do you surround yourself? How do you adapt to that change? Same thing when COVID happened, right? We had to adapt to new changes that are around us in business as well. So welcoming that change in a positive trajectory helps really build an entrepreneurial mindset. People who are not willing to adapt are most likely not going to succeed, right? Adapt or die. And I'm not saying die in a physical sense. I'm saying you're going to have to adapt to the environment that is going on. The power of positive thinking. You're going to have to build that positive attitude. It's really a tough component. It's easy to be negative than it is to be positive. So you're going to have to talk within yourself and be positive, right? In order for people to see you positive, you have to be positive within yourself. You have to have that positive attitude that things are going to turn out and go in the right direction. Again, going back to that resilience factor, goes back to that. You have the ability to see the opportunities and not the obstacles. If you see more obstacles than opportunities, then you're not thinking positive. You're not being resilient. You have to see the opportunities and not the obstacles. You have to have foster creativity and innovation, right? Entrepreneurs with a strong mindset prioritize creativity and innovation. It's that whole cliche of thinking outside the box. How can I foster new ways of doing things? Okay, this is how it was done. How can we do it differently? And usually the best way to foster creativity and innovation is the less resources you have, the more you are to be creative. I mean, that's just a factor. I don't know why. It's just you think more strategically, you think more ways of doing something creative and innovative. It's just your mind goes much more when you have less resources. The less resources you have, the more innovative you become in most instances. Building a growth-oriented culture. Again, entrepreneurs can foster this. by making sure their team around them has a growth mindset as well, being able to embrace feedback, promoting mindset for continuous improvement. It's not about downplaying anybody. It's not about calling people's ideas stupid. It's not about pushing people's ideas back. It's about embracing that culture, embracing learning, continuous learning as well, and having that positive feedback, because it needs to be for the long term, not just for the short term, but for the long term of the company, for the long term of the organization, for the long term of the startup. You need to embrace that growth-oriented culture. And it starts with the founder, it starts with the CEO, it starts with the leaders at the top, bringing that culture down from top to bottom and bottom from top, right? Everybody needs to embrace that cultural orientation. And of course, overcoming limited beliefs. So again, you're gonna have those challenges, and how you're gonna overcome those challenges at each point. You have to maintain laser focus, and sometimes that could be challenges to individuals. Having that tunnel focus. Have that tunnel focus, but be aware of your surroundings as well. Don't get so laser focused too much that you forget those around you, and that you remember you're part of a team. Include folks in, but make sure that you don't get too distracted on what the end goal is. So, as they say, don't be too much on one side and the other. You have to have that right balance in order to have that laser focus. Know what the end goal is, but be flexible as to how you get there, right? In other words, be stubborn on the goal, but be flexible on the plan. So when it comes to that laser-like focus, take action and initiative. So make sure that you know what that is all about. Make sure you take initiative and take action. It's one thing to talk about it. Another thing is to take action. Make sure you're willing to take that action and see what the results are and learn from those. Again, take those calculated risks. So in the end, it's about mastering the entrepreneurial mindset. It takes a while in order to build that right mindset. It's not an overnight thing. It takes small steps, day after day after day, and it's something that you have to continuously train. Just like an athlete who trains for the Olympics or trains for their respective sport, you the same way have to continuously train that entrepreneurial mindset, whether that's continuous learning, whether that's workshops, whether it's within your own team, sharpening those tools, always a constant challenge, always finding ways to overcome those challenges to achieve your goals. So never underestimate the power of the mindset. It cannot be underestimated. You have to know that the mindset is very powerful. So if you and your team want to take the Entrepreneurial Mindset Profile, I highly encourage it. The Entrepreneurial Mindset Profile is a cutting-edge assessment tool that examines the skills and capabilities. It helps corporate leaders, students, and entrepreneurs assess the 14 personality scales. So there's 7 skill scales and 7 personality skills that are measured. So if you want to take that, make sure you get in contact with me. I am a certified practitioner of the Entrepreneurial Mindset Profile Assessment. More than happy for you to take it, also with your team as well. So make sure you get in contact with me to get that. So thank you all. Thank you to the sponsors, and make sure you check me out, and also make sure that you go to learngenix.com/entrepreneurship to get your entrepreneurship courses. Thank you, and happy National Entrepreneurship Week.